Hello everybody, my name is Lemon Lemon. I am your coach of the Houston Overdrive, and today we have got our RDL final matches. This is the final game of the entire season. In this game, we will be finding out who is the champion of the Random Draft League Season 2. We are up against Coach Marshy and the Sacramento Kingdras, and we have got our work cut out for us. Her team is Mega Swampert, Tapu Koko, Skarmory, Politoad, Mienshao, Swirlix, Talonflame, Combuskin, Cryogonal, and something else. I can't remember what it is. But obviously our opponent does have a rain team, which is very threatening for us. But I have got a strategy, and I don't think she's even going to bring her rain. But I've got a strategy. Here we go. Going into this, we have got Heatran with the leftovers item, Magma Storm, Protect, Will-O-Wisp, and Dragon Pulse. Magma Storm is to wear down specifically Latias. This thing is made to face Latias and win. Dragon Pulse is to do about 50% with it. Magma Storm. Last time Latias beat me. Last time we fought her, Latias beat me by, I believe it was Z Reflect type, and I couldn't beat it. This time, though, if she's Z Reflex type Heatran, Magma Storm is neutral instead. So I can keep going for that and keep going for the big damage. Protect is to stall that last turn of damage from it. Will-O-Wisp is there so that Tapu Koko 3-hit KOs me with close combat instead of 2-hit KOs. And Dragon Pulse is there for damage on Latias. If I can get rid of Latias with this thing, it will have done its job. Moving on, though, we do have Azelf the Lilat with the Ghost DMZ item, Shadow Ball, U-Turn, Taunt, and Psychic. Max Speed, Max Special Attack. As well as with my team, my opponent's team is very weak to Ghost. She does not have a normal type, and I don't think she has a Ghost type either. Shadow Ball, U-Turn, Taunt, and Psychic. Shadow Ball is there for the Ghost DMZ, and because last time she brought Silvally Ghost, and I think it's going to happen again. It's too good against my team not to bring. Taunt is to keep Silvally Ghost from going for things like Swords Dance, Thunder Wave, Defog, and Parting Shot. Then I can just go for the Shadow Ball. This thing is really made just to go for the Ghost DMZ and probably die right after. Next up, though, this is our win condition Pokemon with Zoro the Sceptile and Koba Berry. Koba Berry, if you don't know, reduces the opponent's, the holder's damage taken from the first flying type move it's hit by 50%. We are running just enough speed to outspeed Scarf Coco, the fastest thing on his team, and maximum attack, and the rest is in HP, which is perfect because this amount of HP is just enough to live a Brave Bird most of the time after spikes, 3 layers of spikes damage, and a little bit of chip, which is really important. Swords Dance, Leaf Blade, Crunch, Thunder Punch. Leaf Blade hits all of her team really well. Crunch is there especially for the Latias just in case. Thunder Punch is there for the Talonflame and the Skarmory. This thing is a massive win con, and with Unburden after using the Koba Berry, its speed will be doubled. It will outspeed all of her team no matter what. With that being said, though, the most interesting set this week is Aquablimp the Jellicent with Trick Room, Destiny Bond, Scald, and Shadow Ball. We are running max special defense, max HP. This thing is made to set Trick Room, go for Destiny Bond, maybe get a Scald Burn on something, and again, Ghost is really spammable against my opponent here, so Shadow Ball is really solid. Getting that special defense drop so the Scald does more, and the possibility of her bringing Rain. I am bringing Jellicent on the off chance she does bring Rain, because if she does, Mega Swampert does nothing to this Pokemon. Absolutely nothing. I can go for free Scalds, get the Burn, Trick Room, then Destiny Bond. It's free, which is exactly why I don't think she brings it. With the leftovers item, I can live 2 freeze dries from a Cryogonal. Next up, though, this is probably going to be, I think that this is going to be really important in this game, with Pincurchin, aka Waterpick with the leftovers item. Sassy Nature, Scald, Thunderbolt, Sucker Punch, and Memento. Most Pincurchins run Recover. This one is not. This is a bulky offensive Pincurchin with no investment in special attack. The reason I have no investment in special attack is so that I can go for Memento in front of things like Skarmory and Talonflame. If I'm pressuring them enough that they are useless. Because if I can do that, then Sceptile can come in and just win. Scald is there for the burn chance, especially on Tapu Koko. Thunderbolt is there because it's very spammable against her team, considering that the only immunity she has is the Swampert, and I don't think it's coming. And Tapu Koko sets Electric Terrain itself, so I don't need to run Electric Terrain because I know she will. And Sucker Punch is there for Savali Ghost, and for Latias for the priority move. Finally, though, we have got Nimbus, aka or Mega Altaria, with maximum special defense and mixed HP and special attack. This thing is made to wear down Cryogonal, force it into hopefully predict a switch into it, go for a substitute, and hit it with flamethrowers. Flamethrower, Hyper Voice, Roost, Sub. This thing's not going to be doing that much this game. Not with Cryogonal there, and not with Latias. But it is going to be vital as a defensive option later on. I can promise that. We're going to go on into the match, and it's a post-com. I'm sorry, guys. I messed up the recording, and I accidentally recorded it without my mic on. So, yeah, there's no mic. It's a post-com. I'm sorry. I wanted it to be live, and my live reaction was so good, but I messed it up, and that's on me. But as you can see here, my opponent brought Silvally. That was the other thing. My opponent brought Cryogonal, Latias, Tapu Koko, Skarmory, Talonflame, and Silvally. The last time we fought, she brought the exact same team except Mienshao instead of Talonflame. Now, I do think that Talonflame is a better choice. I think it's going to be a bigger problem for me having that priority Brave Bird. But we are just going to go into this with the leads. The leads I was thinking she could go for are Tapu Koko, Talonflame, Silvally, or Skarmory. So, for all of those, Heatran was pretty good. And that's exactly what happened. She leads Cryogonal, and there's no way she's going to stay in on a Heatran with Cryogonal. At this point, I was thinking that she had Hidden Power Ground for this Pokemon, which is very likely. So I was thinking about going for the Protect, but then I thought it was more likely for her to switch. So, what would she switch into, expecting a Fire-type move? Latias. She's going to switch into Latias. This is the perfect opportunity for me to go for my strategy. And that's exactly what happens. And we land the Magma Storm, do 30% with the storm damage, and with that damage, I know it's not defensive, but it's offensive. And that means that I know I can kill it with a Dragon Pulse and at least, I think, just 2 more turns of storm damage. So it goes for the Hidden Power Ground. I eat it because I'm maximum defensive. I go for Dragon Pulse, and it puts it in range of 2 Magma Storm damage. So I go for the Protect to get some HP back. And it works perfectly, because she can't do anything. She's stuck in. None of her moves can go through Protect. And that is a perfect turn 3 kill on one of the biggest threats on her team. Next, though, she goes Tapu Koko for the close combats. Luckily, I live it just like I knew I would with my defensive stats. And I went for the Will-O-Wisp because at this point, I thought it was going to be a physical offense. But I miss it, which didn't actually end up mattering that much. So I go for the Protect, see what it is, and scouting it out, and it goes for Thunderbolt, telling me that it's a mixed attacker, which is really important. It really is. Then I go ahead and sack Heatran because I was thinking it could be helpful later on, but I'd have to get Trick Room up and I'd have to get it in first, and that would be really difficult with the Pokemon that she has left. So I go into Pincurchin because I know I can 2-hit KO it with Scald at -1 special defense. So I'm going to go for the Scald, hope for a burn maybe, and just try and hit it hard. She Dazzling Gleams me, but because I'm bulky, it's not a 2-hit KO. I go for the Scald, and that is a 2-hit KO for sure, especially because of Life Orb. Now, after doing the calc, with Electric Terrain, Thunderbolt would have killed there, so I went for the Thunderbolt, just in case that she went into like Skarmory. I do about 40% to this thing, which is really important because this is most likely her win con. So, Seeing as I have Sucker Punch, I use it. I really doubt that she sets up here because it is way too early to do it. And what do you know? She attacks me with the multi-attack. I barely live because of Pincurchin being a behemoth. And it is pressured to switch, so I Sucker Punch. But the reason I Sucker Punch is because I cannot risk going for a different type of move. Because if it stays in, not expecting Sucker Punch, then I lose Pincurchin, and Pincurchin looks so good this game. It checks Skarmory, it checks Talonflame, it even checks Tapu Koko. So this thing is going to be really important, especially if I get that Trick Room up with Jellicent. So she switches, which is okay because that's honestly perfectly fine. I couldn't risk it. It was the safe play. So I save. At first, I was thinking about sacking Pincurchin, but just like I just said, Pincurchin was too good this game. So I go into Azelf, who just barely takes an Ice Beam, and I go for the Ghost EMZ, knowing it's not going to do very much. But at this point, I'm really not thinking it's any kind of defensive set with Rapid Spin Rapid Spin Recover. I do less than 50% with the Never-Ending Nightmare, which is okay. The Azelf wasn't going to do anything else this game. He kills me with the Ice Beam, which is perfectly fine. That's exactly what I wanted. So I go Altaria to go for the Flamethrower for about 40% Freeze Dry, expecting me to switch into Jellicent, which is fine because I wasn't going to. 41%, really nice damage that puts it in range of pretty much anything. This time I go Jellicent because I know I can take another Freeze Dry, especially with leftovers, and then I can start setting up Trick Room. And I'm really not sure why she switched here, but she did, letting me get a free Trick Room up. Should go Skarmory because Jellicent actually can't touch Skarmory. It doesn't have any good way to hit Skarmory. So I just go for the Scald, hoping for a burn, and I get it this time. She goes for her spikes, and I know that this is the perfect opportunity for me to go Pincurchin. Pincurchin hits everything. It'll kill Tapu Koko with Scald. It'll kill this thing. It can kill Silvally with Sucker Punch. It'll kill Talonflame with Thunderbolt. This is the perfect opportunity to get Pincurchin in, because I know it can live from one layer of spikes because I looked it up. I looked up how much it did, and I lived it just barely. And having the burn and being in front of this thing and in Trick Room, I knew she was either going to go for spikes or try and stall out my Trick Room. So I go Pincurchin here, I take the spikes damage perfectly fine, and she goes for Roost, which is perfect, giving me a clean switch into something that's going to put in a lot of work. Now these next two turns had the chat freaking out. I go for Thunderbolt, and it doesn't kill, just like I wanted it to. I wanted Thunderbolt not to kill. It was too important. I need to get this Memento off so that Sceptile can come in and sweep. So this next turn had the chat freaking out. My opponent was confused about why that didn't kill, because most of the time you see 3 attacks on a Pincurchin and you think, okay, it's offensive, it's going to be specially invested. This one's not. For this reason. I go for the Memento, freaking the chat out. And she goes for the 3rd layer spikes, which I don't care about, because I am very sure Sceptile can win me this. So I go for the Swords Dance, knowing that a -4 Skarmory is going to do no damage to me. And seeing as it went for Iron Head, that is even better. The fact that it stayed in on Pincurchin meant that it wasn't meant for Sceptile anymore. It dies to burn, and just like I wanted it to, she goes Talonflame. So this is the most important turn of the game. On this turn, Koba Berry will activate, taking the priority Brave Bird, and you're going to see what happens. We live it on 4%, and I punish it with the Thunder Punch. And at this point, her best answer is gone. The only other option she has is Ice Shard Cryogonal. Leaf Blade kills. Leaf Blade kills everything. There is no point in me trying, because seeing as she went Coco, I knew it was not Ice Shard Cryogonal. And guys, this is the championship match. This is the final game of the season. Sceptile, just won us the final game of the season, making us the champions of Season 2 of the Galarian Draft that's the wrong league, of the Random Draft League. We're the champion of this league, guys. Season 2, we have won. 8th seed in the playoffs, a minus differential going in, and we won the whole thing. That is ridiculous, guys. This is such a big deal. My initial reaction was hilarious. I'm pretty sure I took off my mic and just started jumping him around my room. But either way, this has been an amazing league, and we are going to be participating in Season 3 soon. The draft is starting up next week, and we're going to be starting it up soon. Houston Overdrive will be back in the Random Draft League with a brand new team, here to excite everybody, including me and my opponents, bringing some crazy sets like Offensive Pincurchin, like Venom Drench Pincurchin. We're coming back. There's no way I'm leaving this league after Season 2 bringing home the victory, taking the championship title. This is a big deal, and I'm going to see you all in Season 4. Thank you all or Season 3. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And if you guys enjoyed the video, please do consider liking and subscribing. I really do appreciate it. And I'm going to see you all in Season 3.